This is the Roulette Master, and if you're new to my channel, please subscribe by hitting the red subscribe button in the lower right hand corner. Also ring that bell for notifications because I have new content releasing every single day of the week at 8 a.m. And before I get started today, I want to talk to you a little bit about how I've been playing at the casino this week and the dollar amounts that I've been using with the Play Roulette without losing method. And obviously you can still lose with any roulette system, but the reason I call it that's because it seems like a very small chance that you're going to lose as long as you have a large bankroll and you're never reaching table maximum. Now obviously the video that I just did with $50 increments is riskier, and that's why I want to talk to you about today, because I went to the casino last night and instead of doing the dollar or the $10 or the $50 that I had done in previous videos, I used that same method with $20 units and a $3,000 startup fund. And like last night, I won $500 in about 30 minutes and then cashed out and came home. And I think that's a great number, a great unit size to use with that method. So that's what I'm going to do for you today, is show you how that works. And again, I used a $3,000 bankroll, and just in case, you don't need that much, but I like to have extra just in case. But I feel like that keeps me from definitely not hitting that table maximum. So let's go ahead and get started. For those of you that haven't seen the other videos, I tried dollar units, which is very safe and is great for those people that want to be very, very low risk and just make $20 or $30 a day and have it add up over time. And then again, I said in the last video I used 50s. Definitely a little bit too risky, but I did make $1,000 in 20 minutes doing that, but a little too much risk. That's why when I took it to the casino last night, I did $20 units. So I'm going to show you that today. And also very excited because I just planned a trip for the first week of August to Las Vegas with the family. And that should be a lot of fun. I'll get to get a lot of reps in at the casinos there using this method. So let's go ahead and get started with $20 units. And for those of you that haven't seen this, we're never going to bet on the third 12. We're never going to bet on. And if it hits and we lose, like right there, we're going to sit out until the third 12 doesn't hit. Just like that. And then we're going to increase by 2 units, which would be from 20 to 40. I'm sorry, from, I said that wrong. So we increased by 2 units of 20, so it'd be 60. Sorry about that. Let's get going here. Okay, and we got it. Now, every time you win on this first one, you always recoup previous losses and you reach an all-time high. So you know you can restart because you see we're up $20. And if it goes past that, you're going to keep going until you get back to your previous high number. So let's go back to 20. We're up $20. And then let's get some reps in here, and I'll show you what I was doing when I was winning at the casino last night. And we lost again right off the bat. So we know the next one's going to be 2 units of 20, which will be 60 again. And we're going to spin without betting until we get to that. Again, we're waiting for the third 12 not to hit. So it did not hit, and it's time to bet again. 60 on each. Okay, we lost 60 on each, and I like a little bit of a challenge, so I'm okay with that, and it helps you guys learn how to deal with it. So now we know that we're going to go up 2 more units on the next one. So 2 units of 20 is $40, so the next bet's going to be 100, but we're not going to do that yet until we sit out. And see how that saves us when we hit the third 12 and we don't bet on it? That's fantastic. Okay, now it's time to bet. No, this one's 100 because again, we're going up 2 units after each loss, but we have to sit out until the third 12 doesn't hit. Right now we're minus 140, but don't worry about that. What you want to remember is how much you were up prior. Okay? And we lost again. Okay. Really big challenge for us, and that's what I want to see is how do we overcome the most difficult challenge. And that was 100 each. Right now we're down 340, but don't worry about that because we know the next one's going to be 2 more units higher, which will be 140. But we got to spin first without betting. Okay, now it's time to spin again, or to bet again. So we go 140. Okay, and we won. But we do not start over because we have to reach an all-time high first. You can see we're still minus 200, so we spin again. And if we lose at 140, we go up another 40 to 180, and we did lose. So now we know the next one's going to be 180, but we sit out, and now we're minus 480. This is why you need the large startup fund. Okay, I'm not worried. We're going to get there, but we're having really bad luck so far. Okay, and then that saved us there with the 36 hitting when we did not bet on it. I just have a lot of, even when things are going horribly like right now, I have a lot of belief that I'm going to recover with this system. And it's time to bet again. So we're on 180 each. And you can see we're still getting nowhere near the table maximum. Just going up $40 each time that we lose. Okay, we won, but we don't get to start over because we're still minus 300. So we are basically waiting for multiple wins in a row, which will eventually happen. But we lost again. Okay, so we lost at 180. So you add 40 to that. We know the next bet's going to be 220. We're minus 660 right now. And this is pretty much the worst possible scenario. So I'm really excited to meet this challenge. Because eventually we're going to get some wins in a row playing 2 of the 12s. Okay, so we didn't lose there because we didn't bet. Okay, so it's time to bet again. So we're at 220. And we're down 660 right now, which is again why you need that startup fund. Okay, so we won. So we stay right there until we reach an all-time high again. So here we go again. And if we lose now, we'll know we'll go to 260 on the next bet. But we did not. And, you know, eventually you're going to get some wins in a row when you're playing 212s. And that's what I'm counting on here. I like when I can come back from adversity with these systems. But we lost again. So now we know that that was 220 each. So the next one's going to be 260 each. And we're minus 660. So here we go. We're spinning without betting again. But I'm still confident that we're eventually going to get some wins in a row. And we didn't lose on that 0, which we would have. So anytime it hits 0 or third 12 when you're not betting, you're happy that you didn't bet. And there's another third 12. Okay, so still minus 660 because we haven't bet. We're waiting for something that's not a third 12. Okay, so it's time to bet again. We're going to 260. So let's get that up there. This is why it's so important that you have that startup fund. It gives you a feeling like you're going to come back eventually because you're not hitting the table maximum and you have enough money to keep playing with. So there we go. We got a win. So we have to rebet and try to get some wins in a row here. But we know we're at 260, so if we lose this one, the next bet's 300. But eventually we're going to get some wins in a row. Okay, here we go. Okay. Now I feel like it's coming. So now we're back up 120. So we just hit an all-time high. We start over. 20 each. And that was a rough ride, but we made it through. And I never felt like I was in any danger, but I say that, but you can always, there's no method in roulette that's completely going to win every single time. But I get the feeling like the reason I'm so happy about this one is because because I don't have to worry about that table maximum. And that's a big problem with playing when you play martingale, is reaching that table maximum. So let's go ahead and spin now because we lost again. Okay, we didn't hit third 12, so it's time to bet again. And we're going to go from 20 to 60. And again, if you win on the first try after a loss like this, you know you reach a new high, and we did. Okay, because even though we're going up 2 units each time, the first time we go up 2 units, that's a triple. So you know that you're back ahead. So we're 140, so we want to remember that. Always remember what your last all-time high is. Okay, so let's rebet. And obviously I'm not going to win 500 like I did last night in 30 minutes because I had better numbers starting out last night. And it went pretty well. This was about the worst case scenario, how we started off here. And the good news is we're back up, and let's see, we got another loss here though. Let's see how we deal with this one. So we spin without betting. We're up 140 right now. So we want to remember that we were up 180 at one time. And it's time to bet again. Here we go. Okay, so we should have reached a new all-time high, and we did. We're up $200. So we start back over. And again, even though I like these $20 bets, if you like the dollar bets, then that's the way to go because really increases your chances of winning. And I totally understand that. So let's go ahead and spin now without betting. But we need to remember that we were up 200. So here we go. Okay, and that was good because it didn't lose a thing there. Now it's time to bet. So here we go again. And remember, at one time we were up 200, so that's the number to think about. But if we hit on the first one after a loss like this, we know that we're there, and we did. So our luck's finally starting to change. We're up 220, and it's time to start over again. And we lost again. So here we go. Remember, we have to remember we were up 220, and we're going to spin without betting. But the most important part is remember where you were at last. And it's time to bet again. So here we go. 60 and 60. Let's get back above 220. Okay, and we lost. So that was at 60, so we know the next bet's going to be 100. We're going to spin without betting. And that's great when these ones hit when we're not betting because it makes you feel like you got away with one there, and we did. And again, that's what's so fantastic about this system. All these third 12s and zeros that we hit when we're not betting don't cost us anything. Look at that. Fantastic. Look at that. 4 in a row we would have lost, but we're just fine. Okay, it's time to bet again, and the next bet's $100. And again, we need to remember where we were before. And right now, it shows we're only up 60, but we got to get a couple wins here. So there's one, but that's not going to be enough. It says we're up 160. So we want to repeat that bet. And again, if we get this, great. We just reached an all-time high. And again, if we lose, then we go from 100 to 140. And we got it. So our luck's definitely changing for the better. We're up 260 now. And we want to remember that number, 260. Here we go again. Okay, we got a win. And eventually we're due to get a bunch of wins in a row, because it will eventually happen when you're playing two 12s. Okay, we got another win. Fantastic. All right, we're up 300 now. Here we go. Let's see if we can go on a run. All right, another one. And like I said, eventually, even if you have the worst luck, eventually you're going to get some wins in a row when you're betting on two 12s. And you're getting away with all the third 12s that hit except for the single one that happens first. So there's another win. We're up 340. Now we're going to ride it. All right, it's turning around for us. All right, now we're up 360. Let's see how far we can ride this. All right. And that's why patience is the #1 thing with this. You got to have patience and a large bankroll. And it helps if you don't reach the table maximum, which is what's fantastic about this system. And that's why we don't want to do the 50s. That got a little bit too close to the table maximum. And let's stick with these 20s. But like I said, you can use this with any amount. And I'm really excited to use this when I get to Vegas the first week of August. Okay, so we just lost there. So now we're going to go ahead and spin without betting. But remember, we were up 400. So we have to get back to 400 before we start over. Okay, and see, that didn't cost us a thing there. Isn't that fantastic? When we hit that third 12 and we're not betting on it. See, look, it's saving us money every single time. That's why this is such a great system. Okay, it's time to bet again. Okay, and here we go. Okay, and we lost again. So that hurt a little bit, but we know the next bet's going to be 100, and we're not going to do it yet. But remember that we were up 400 at one time. See, that didn't hurt us at all hitting that 0 there, which is should make you feel good. Same thing again. Look how much money that's saving us. Look at that. Those would have all cost us. So that is the real beauty of this system. Another one. Oh my goodness. That really makes you feel good when you hit all these third 12s and not a single one of them cost you except the first one. Another one. That's crazy. So the only 12 we're not betting on has hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times in a row because we're including the 0, and it's only cost us one bet. Okay, it's time to bet again, and now we're at $100. There we go. Sorry for that noise in the background. I think my wife's cooking. Okay, and we're up 340, but that's not an all-time high. So we start over, and again, if we hit this, we've reached an all-time high. And if we do not hit this, then we're going to go to the next one, which is 140. After we sit out, of course. All right, but we got it. So we reached another all-time high. And now we're at 440. So getting close to what I did last night. Obviously, it was a little more difficult today. But hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to be using that when I go to Vegas here the first week of August. Also, I'd like you guys to leave me down in the comments, what do you think is the best Vegas hotel to stay at when you bring your family? Because my son likes to swim and stuff like that. Leave that down in the comments. Let me know what you think is the best Vegas hotel for when you bring a family to Vegas. That's because we've already booked our flights, but we have not booked our hotel yet. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to using this system there. Also, if you have a system that you're using that works really well, please send it in. I would love to make a video on it and showcase it on the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please hit that red subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner. Also, ring that bell for notifications because I have new content releasing every single day of the week at 8 a.m. This is the Roulette Master, and have a great day.